Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me, getting to know.
There's that theme song, Getting to Know You. Hello, everybody. I'm Jimmy Del Ponte, and the show is Seriously Somerville. This is the first show of season 7. I can't believe it. I can't believe they still let me do this. I don't know. They got to check things out. I guess they're too busy to know what we're doing down here. But it's a great show, as you know, and we always have great guests. But this is a great guest today. I'm proud to have, as my first guest of the new season, the new Chief of Police in the city of Somerville, Dave Fallon. David Fallon. Hey, Dave, good to see you. Good to see you.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I got a few questions. His microphone fell off.
I know.
But that's okay. He put it back on because you're a hands-on guy.
100%.
So you see it right there, you know. Anyway, was it really necessary to frisk me before we started the show,
yeah.
Dave?
Just for contraband, no weapons.
Is it my reputation? I don't understand. But it's great. It's great to. I know there was a long process of looking for a chief. So that must have been nerve-wracking. I mean, you say, "Oh, I have a chance to be chief," and oh, wow. So was that?
Sure,
how'd you handle that?
Yeah, it was a long process, but I tell you, it was an enjoyable process. I learned a lot about myself. Number one, I learned a lot about policing.
Yeah.
You know, I think I even expanded my knowledge of the city. And
Yeah.
I almost really looked at the process as if it was like executive training and really training for a position. So I was fortunate to go through it, and I enjoyed every step of it.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. So how long have you been on the Somerville Police?
I graduated from the police academy in 1998.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, from the Norwood Police Academy.
Yeah, so that's a while.
Yeah, 16 years I've been on the job.
16 years.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. I got to tell you, I've been in one of the cells down there.
Sure, yeah.
I got to tell you, I've been in a cell down at Union Square, but it was only to do one of these shows.
Yeah, good.
Don't worry, folks.
That's a good thing, yeah.
I'm with your kids, and it's okay. Past all that stuff. Yeah, we did a show down there. Now, I got a lot of friends that are cops. I mean, I
Sure.
got, let me see, I wrote some of the names. Nicky Stiles.
Great guy.
Oh,
Yep.
he's retired. He's a
Yep.
great guy. Neil Collins.
Fantastic.
Walter Collette.
Salt of the
Paul
earth.
Trent.
Yep.
I know he's one of your...
Yeah, Paul's now
Paul.
a deputy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just promoted to deputy chief, which is exciting.
That's awesome. That's great. I just saw him the other day.
Yeah, big Somerville family.
Yep.
And,
He graduated with my girlfriend.
Yeah. Me and Paul walked Davis Square yesterday for about an hour, and I think he knew probably 50 people down there.
See,
Greeting
that's-
people and talking to people, and it's so important.
That's important. That's like the old days.
Sure.
You know, we knew all the cops. You know, like I hung around at Powderhouse Park, and there was a cop up there, Al Matheson.
Yep, sure.
You know, sure, behind his back, we called him Barney Fife.
Yeah.
But, you know, he was the greatest guy.
Yeah.
He knew all the kids.
Exactly.
And he come up there, when he was coming up there, you know, we knew what we had to do. You know, it was,
Sure.
he didn't throw his weight around. You know, he was a good guy. That's important. You know, I got some inside information. I happen to know that my good friend Tim Mitakis and my other pal, John Howe,
Great guys.
two guys with how much more personality could you
No,
have for a couple of
yep.
guys? All right, so these are the guys that you're going to be
Sure.
keeping an eye on, right?
100%.
But
That's a full-time job in itself.
John Howe.
Just John Howe himself might be a full-time job.
If you don't know John Howe, I want to get him on here someday. He drives the mayor around.
He's a great guy.
He's a great
yeah,
guy.
But he's a great police officer also.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a great police officer. Somerville
and from a
resident.
great
Yeah,
family.
Great family, starting a young family here in Somerville.
Yeah, he just became a father, that's right.
When I was a lieutenant, John was one of my station men. He's always professional, always respectful of the people.
And what
I
a
got a lot of respect for
personality.
John myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, and a big personality, too.
Yeah, he's great. And Tim Mitakis, I used to sell real estate with
Sure.
before
Wow.
he became. And he was serious. I remember when he said he was going to be a cop, and I'm like, really? You're not going to stay in real estate? And boy, did he go up, huh?
Yeah, Timmy's a lieutenant. He's a command. Actually, Timmy commands a division in the police department. A lot of times on the weekend, he's the de facto acting chief. But when you have somebody like Timmy in that position, believe me, as chief, you rest easy because you know he's taking in all the pertinent information. And Timmy, a very good decision maker.
Yeah, and I was at his when he became lieutenant.
You sure? Yeah,
I
I
was
got
there.
promoted. Yep, that's great.
I mean,
yeah.
I have his cell phone number.
There you go.
I've called him
doesn't
many
hurt.
times if I had a problem and just ask him for advice.
Does he answer the phone for you?
Yeah.
For me, he doesn't. So
Really?
Yeah. So
Timmy.
I might call you to call him.
He's the chief now. You can answer the phone, Tim Mitakis.
He's good.
Yeah, some of the older cops, we were friends with, you know, and you know, that's like it's like what's going on today. You know, everywhere I go and everywhere, you know, a lot of the cops, you know, they've been in the city for a long time. They know people, they know areas,
Sure,
and that's
yeah.
really cool. But I gotta ask you something. There's a few things. If I was a cop,
Sure.
I was going to ask you if you could make me a cop just for one day.
100%.
Even if it's
I don't
just
think
to have
that's a problem at all.
All right, even if it's just to have a. You know how many
radio.
times I've called the cops, and like 1212 625 1212,
the
and
business
said like
line, yeah.
something's over there. Oh, who's this calling? I goes, it's Jimmy Del Ponte again.
Yeah.
Sometimes now they go, Jimmy, what the heck's wrong
Sure,
now?
yeah.
But like out in the morning when I'm walking my dog, they fly down College Ave.
Yeah,
Oh my
cars,
God!
vehicles,
And
yeah,
a bus.
no.
The other day, a bus went down so fast. I was like, and I called. I go, "We're closed right now." The MBTA thing.
Sure.
But you know, Davis Square. You know, because I take it seriously. I've been in the
100%,
city
yeah.
my whole life.
Sure.
You
yeah.
know, and you know, but it's really cool because you see a lot of police presence in the city, which is
nice. Yeah,
It's
we're trying to
great.
improve on that. But you bring up a great point, though. You know, when we look at it, my command staff now, me, newly appointed Deputy Chief Steve Carabino, Deputy Chief Paul Trent, we've been talking, I mean, it's really the police and the community that's going to solve problems. It's not the police
Right,
that can
right.
solve the problem. So it's citizens like yourself that are engaged and are active. If you see something like that, by calling and notifying the police of that,
Yeah.
we're looking at that data. So
Yeah.
it might not be your call,
Right.
but it might be 2 or 3 calls saying, look, we do see an issue or a trend of speeders on College Ave,
Yeah.
and we'll take actions and steps to assess that and take care of it.
now I know because this is so cool because it's you know I stop at the stop signs because
Every time?
I stop at the.
Yeah. See, that's the issue.
I
Jimmy.
try. I really try. But there's
Right.
some that I know. There's
Sure.
one that's up on Potter House Boulevard.
Sure,
The new one
yep.
you guys just put in, and Tufts comes out. Is that
Very
Curtis
important,
or
yes.
Packard?
I believe it's Curtis. And that's
Curtis.
a very
Because Jim Rooney is over there, and some of
Yes,
the other guys in
watching,
the truck.
yeah, yep,
But
doing a
that's
good job.
important because, ladies and gentlemen, people out there, you have to stop at a stop sign, and if there's a crosswalk, you got to stop at it. Even though, I mean, it bugs me that sometimes people will. And we're working on a PSA now, you know, the communications department, about just safety, driving, you know, with the cell phone and walking and biking.
Sure,
There's
yeah.
so much going on.
No.
But you can't just walk out into a, some people just want to walk out into a crosswalk and they think that they can stop your car.
Sure.
Because, I mean, you can go to a crosswalk if there's nobody there, cautiously, right? Am I
Sure.
right?
Yeah, unless there's a stop sign.
But some
Yep.
people think that somehow magically, when they walk out, they can just walk out and you, no matter how fast, even if you're going 25 miles an hour, because we know that the speed limit is usually 30,
Sure,
unless
yeah.
otherwise posted.
Yep.
So yeah, you're right. Like it's got to be the community, it's got to be the people, it's got to be everybody trying to
Everybody
keep
working together,
everything.
keep everybody safe. I
Yeah,
mean, if you're
keep safe.
if you're texting and driving, it's not if you're going to have an accident, it's when you're going to have an
Yes.
accident. And that's why that law is in place. I mean, it's distracted driving, but it's
And-
also eating when you're driving,
Eating,
being on your phone when you're driving. I mean, you know, think of, yeah.
driving like that. Did you know how that bugs me?
Yeah, no,
Come on, you're
it's dangerous,
driving, and,
yeah.
and they're like going, yeah,
Sure.
man, come here, and you see them there yelling at somebody on the phone, and they're driving, and these kids coming home from school.
What we try to say to people is, and we try to do a lot of education, you know, it's not only citations that's going to correct bad driving habits, it's also we try to do a lot of education, you know, on the roadside and tell them, look at one mistake, one accident, from that point on, there's no going back.
No.
So don't think in retrospect you're going to look back and say, I won't text and drive. Stop the texting and driving now.
Your life
before
ruined.
before the accident happens.
People
you know,
don't
so-
realize. I see a lot of people think that, you know, they've been lucky. You know, they think their luck is going to just keep going, you know, but there's so much
But in
out
general
there.
in life, it says, you know, a little bit about society today that, you know, I think it's good for all of us to sit back and really, what's important? Is it important to get to that next meeting and you're rushing all the time and putting yourself under the gun?
Yeah.
You know, just in general, enjoy life a little bit.
The guy in the back here that's like right up your butt
Yeah,
when you're
no,
driving.
yeah.
And then I find out that I do that too sometimes.
Yeah,
And
because
I'm
we
like,
all, yeah, I think it's the
But I've been
society we
trying.
live in today, you know.
trying
It's
to
easy, I
relax.
know.
Everybody got to relax,
You
right?
do,
Dave?
yeah. I do
Just
yoga
relax.
to relax, so I should try it.
You know all these things, Dave. We got a lot of things going on. You got Art Beat. You got Summer Streets. You got all this when they close the streets off.
Sure,
Is there any of a problems like with pickpockets or anything like that?
No,
Is there a problem in the city?
No, not at all. I
That
think
is,
when
that's pretty cool.
It is, but I think when you talk about Arts Beats and Summer Streets, I mean, that is the city. I have always looked at it from the very beginning of when these celebration started, that is the city practicing community policing. That's getting people together, getting people out of their homes, people interacting with each other, knowing your neighbor, having the police officers present there, walking around, getting to know your neighborhood police officer. And those are great events for the city. And it really, those events help the police department perform our function of providing public safety.
Absolutely. So there'll be more, the whole thing of having the police out in the streets.
We're working today, I got a meeting today at 4 o'clock. We're trying to get more presence on the streets and more presence at these events. And
I'll tell you, I'd feel better. Oh, Jimmy Slattery, I got to mention Jimmy.
Top notch,
Leo Martini, my good friends,
yep.
Joe McCain. George Diversion.
Yeah,
I graduated high school.
Oh, you
with
did?
George.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Ricky Gilberti.
Yep,
Rich
great guy.
Gilberti.
Sure. Yeah. All good offices.
And they're still on. You know,
they're still on.
Such good guys.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to tell you that you know, I appreciate, and I know everybody out there appreciates what you guys do. And as the new chief, you know, we wish you all the luck in the world. You know, we feel like we're in good hands now. We've met you, and we knew we were in good hands anyway. But once you come on the show, then that's the Aberdeen proving ground.
There you go.
On the Seriously Somerville show with Jimmy Del Ponte.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for being on the show. And anytime that the communications department can do anything, let us know. Any kind of TV shows or anything. That's what we do. PSAs.
We appreciate that.
And we award-winning PSAs too. We've won some big awards. Joe Constantine, Steve DiCarlo, George Wood, and myself.
That's fantastic.
We put a little extra in it.
We look at the communications department as a partner with the police department.
Oh yeah.
And we need those partnerships. So I can speak on behalf of myself and all the men and women of the police department. We know we're fortunate to hold the positions that we have and the positions we hold in the community. And we're excited about serving the community.
You know, that's
huge.
It's a very good outlook, and you know, I think a lot of us in city service and public service feel the same way.
Sure.
You know, we get to work. You know, we are gifted.
Exactly.
And we're lucky, and we enjoy it because we wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it.
We're working in the best city in the country.
Yeah, and you know that thing about the pickpockets, Dave. I'm really sorry. But when you were on the way in,
thank you very much.
I'm
I
really
need that
sorry.
back.
It's just
no money in it, but I need
it
back. Thank you very much.
Anyway, Dave Fallon, Somerville Police Chief, thanks for coming on.
Jimmy, I appreciate
And we'll see you out there in the streets.
Thank you, sir.
And if you ever need help, you let me know, all right?
Good backup.
All right, thanks.
Thank you very much.